Yo, what's going on, you guys? Your boy Pwny Montana, and in this video we're going to be going over free-form passing, and we're going to be going over some passing tips that a lot of you guys might not still be understanding the concept of, but it's definitely going to help your passing game when it comes to Madden 23. Free-form passing, it's something that a lot of people need to start using if you guys haven't already, and if you guys are already using it, maybe one of the concepts that I talked to you about in this video might be added to your scheme, because it's something that's going to take your game to the next level if you guys haven't already. Now, free-form passing, it is the new addition that EA implemented into the game, and it's one of the bigger things that add a pretty solid skill gap when it comes to Madden. Now, it's going to be something that's going to help your passing game a lot, whether you're trying to purposely overthrow one of your defenders or trying to get a better rack animation. As you can see, that's a beautiful rack animation right there. It's just going to be something that is going to take your passing game to the next level. But there are certain things that you guys need to know when you guys are doing the freeform passing that's going to help you guys out a lot. And one of the main things that I'm going to initially talk about is just placement. Placement in your passes, placement no matter what the situation is. So I'm just gonna call an instant replay on that, because we're gonna go ahead and talk about every route that's on the field right now. So when you're running something like the freeform passing, the reticle pops up and it's gonna put the reticle in a certain place around where the receiver is. So it'll put the reticle here, right? It'll put the reticle there, and then it'll put the little catching area within the little gray area, and it's going to look something like this. Now, without freeform passing, it'll randomize the spot in which that pass is going to be thrown. So if you're sitting there and you're about to catch it, most of the time without the freeform passing, it's going to put it in a basic generic spot that's in the middle. So the higher your accuracy is without the freeform passing, this is pretty much where it's going to put it. It's going to put it right in the middle here, because that's where EA is going to dictate that pass to go. With freeform passing, you can kind of control your own narrative when it comes to the passes, whether you want the pass to be led more towards the outside, whether you want the pass to be led more towards upfield. You have that control, and that's what the freeform passing does. Now, for those of you guys who haven't already, go to your options, go to your settings, go to your game options. It says skill-based passing. You want to turn this to placement and accuracy, and then you want to be on near or far, and then your reticle speed, that is dependent on how you want it. So if you want it to where the reticle moves a lot faster, then obviously you're going to bump this up a little bit higher. If you want it to, for it to be slower, then obviously you're going to back it up. Now, I do not recommend you guys being on the no max distance. These are the three different types of settings. You got near, far, and no max distance. I do not recommend the no max distance, because literally you will just throw the ball as far as you put the reticle pretty much. Now, granted, if you can master no max distance, I would encourage that, because it would make your passing 10 times better. You'll be able to rocket catch. I will be posting a video on that. You'll be able to rocket catch. You'll be able to pretty much do anything when it comes to the freeform passing, and that's why it's such an important thing for us to learn this freeform passing as much as possible, because it's just going to take your game to the next level. Now, again, with this freeform passing, there is one major thing that a lot of people are not doing when they're utilizing the freeform passing. Even if they're using the freeform, they are not, in a lot of their situations, highballing their passes. Now, when you highball passes, you're pretty much putting it in a spot where your guy's gonna go for almost an aggressive catch. Now, the only time that you truly want to go for highball passes are when a route is going vertically. Now, I don't mean that in just verticals, like a streak or a fade. I mean any route that's going up the field. So you see this corner route by Justin Jefferson. That's a route that you might want to highball that. You see the wheel route by Dalvin Cook. You know what? I even got my squigglies. So if you guys don't know, this is Justin Jefferson here. and this is a corner route. So he's going boom, and he's going all the way up the field. As you can see, if they're traveling upwards, that's a route that we're going to want to utilize into our scheme and highball that. If there's just a modicum of space and you want to still throw that, you're going to highball it. It'll prevent interceptions. It'll prevent a lot of negative things from happening if you highball it. Now, you run the risk of just overthrowing the pass, but at the same time, you also run the risk of getting, excuse me, you also run the reward, the risk. It's a high risk, high reward situation. The risk is you're going to overthrow it. The reward is you're going to either aggressive catch them or get one of the best high ball rack animations in the game. So a wheel route like this, if you have a little bit of space, this wheel route with Dalvin Cook might be something that you guys might want to high ball as well if you see them with a little bit of space. Now I'm just going to showcase the high ball with Justin Jefferson real quick, see if he can get open. And again, high risk, high reward. That time we were under pressure, so unfortunately it didn't work. So let me go ahead and take the D line, and we're going to make sure that the D line is not sending any type of pressure. And this is a corner route that is trying to cook man coverage, and as you can see, boom, that is exactly the animation that you want to get. And more oftentimes than not, you're gonna get that animation. As you can see, it's Kirk Cousins. He's not the best quarterback. I believe we are on all Madden. I try not to play on anything but as you can see, this animation, if this wasn't highballed, they can't intercept this at all. This is not a ball that they can intercept because it's being highballed. So any route that's going straight up and you have the space, you should be highballing it. So there's nobody that's got the space, but X is open, so we're just gonna perfect pass that down there. I'm just gonna try to put him on a streak and see if he can actually, you know, win the matchup. So I'm gonna go ahead and press him and take this guy and take Morig and put him on a curl flat, and we're just gonna highball this pass. So we're highballing it. And again, it's a high risk, high reward situation. So we're going to keep on doing it until we get the nice reward that we keep on looking for. Now, obviously, if you perfect your free form passing, because right now I'm kind of pass leading it a little too far up there. And that's kind of messing with the free form pass. But as you can see, this one is going to be one where we get that same animation, same exact same animation. And we're there for a touchdown. If you have even a modicum of a step on a receiver, this is something that you guys can utilize. Now, I didn't even have a step. We're running stride for stride. He's actually ahead of me in this foot race. But because I was able to highball it, I'm also able to rack it as well. Now, in this situation, they could click on and swat this, but it's a lot more difficult for them to actually get an interception on this. So a lot of you guys might be struggling and wondering, hey, why can't I intercept this? It's because they're highballing their passes. Makes the game a lot harder on defense, but it makes the game a lot easier on offense if you have a one-on-one kind of situation. Now I'm going to try to throw it to the running back, so I'm just going to shade underneath with everybody and see if we can get a nice little animation with the running back. We're just going to put Morig there. So we're shading underneath, and we have Dalvin Cook on a wheel route, so we're just going to try to see if he can get it. So we're highballing that as well. And again, same exact animation, but we got the step on him, so we're able to throw that high ball ag with perfect pass accuracy with the free form. And I just realized I didn't even mention how to high ball. When you're going for the high ball, you're going to hold the L1 button as well as the freeform button. So you're freeform passing with L2, and then as you're highballing, you're going to hold L1 as well. So I'm just going to hold L1 here and just throw like a random pass. And as you can see on the bottom, if you can see it fast enough, it says high throw. That's because you're highballing. You hold L1 or left bumper to go to attempt a high ball animation. Now this should be perfect right here. Boom, absolutely perfect. So if you have speed, route running, and height, you literally can't beat it in this game. You're gonna be able to highball pretty much anything in the game simply because of how the game works. And we all know how the Parham card is, or the chicken parm, however one great user wants to call him. It's, you know, cards like that are going to be very good for the entirety of the year because of their height. and they're just going to make your passing game a lot better. So in a lot of different situations, you want to pass a lot differently. Now, the last thing that I want to talk to you about is curl routes. Now we have one simple curl on the field, so we're going to go ahead and take these guys and just put them on whatever route. So we have the O route. So the O route, never mind, I actually messed this up. So I'm just going to put a random curl on the field, because there are underneath routes that you guys are going to need to learn how to freeform pass with, and they're going to help you guys out. Now, if the defender is glued on to your receiver, you can freeform pass a little bit underneath that person, so you're able to pretty much complete that pass and hopefully potentially break a tackle. And these are just the simple reasons why you need to be able to learn how to freeform pass a lot better. Now that time they kind of got jammed up between each other, and that's fine. But curl flats are one of the ways, because a lot of people are mad about the freeform stuff because you can't lowball anymore. You can highball, but you can't lowball. So right now we're just gonna simply showcase a lowball. It's not necessarily a low ball, but that is sort of how we want it to look. You're gonna take your left stick once you go for the freeform pass, and you're gonna just shoot it straight down. And I'm actually gonna show the instant replay on that. So we had our curl route here, and once he comes back, you're aiming the left stick down. So as you can see, it's somewhat of a low ball. If we went for the possession catch, this is a much easier pass to actually complete. But a lot of the times, this is going to be something that you guys are going to want to utilize. So if you guys are trying to low ball more often, you have to pass lead it a little bit short and then go for the possession catch. That'll lead to you. It's somewhat of a low ball. Excuse me. It's somewhat of a low ball. It's not the exact same, obviously, but it's something that you guys could definitely utilize. As you can see, we got the throw out of sack there, but you see how short of a throw, how much shorter of a throw that was compared to everything else. It's just because we're simply freeform passing, and we're making sure that we're, possession catching that. I actually held square for the rack ag, but that's simply one of the things that you guys need to utilize. Now that time we got under pressure, inaccurate, and we're gonna run this one more time, and then I'm gonna dot him up with the corner out, and then I'm gonna get out of your hair. And whoever this is, 55, is absolutely destroying the O lineman. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and put him on that, and then the other side. The other side gets into shit. The struggles of playing on all Madden. But yeah, simply you just got to know, it's just a situational thing, obviously. But as you can see, that's one of those animations where it's looked at by like the coding in EA as a low ball pass, as you can see, and that's why he got that animation where he just drops right down on this possession catch. They don't always do that. This is something where the ball is shortly thrown, and you're just trying to make sure that you're going to be catching that ball. And curls, comeback routes and stuff like that, those are passes that are going to be absolute money, especially against like man coverage and stuff. So high balls are for vertically going routes, and then everything else you're pretty much going to be basing this off of like exactly where they're going. And we're just going to go ahead and test out this corner route one more time. As you can see, high risk, high reward. If it's an accurate pass, we're there for a touchdown. If it's not, Jesus, 55 is just absolutely demolishing this D-line. And can we get one? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we are going to end the video. With a high ball corner route. One of the most efficient things to actually run if you're trying to take your game to the next level. My name is Pwny Montana. Hopefully this video helps you guys out if you guys are looking to become better passers. You guys already know the whole deal. Subscribe if you guys are new. Like the video if this helps. And I will see you guys in the next video, man. As always, 2 fingers, deuces, and peace out, you guys.